Good morning, everyone. Ni hao ma. How are you? My topic for this morning is all about employment branding and recruitment and its best industry practices. By the way, I'm Rodrigo P. Calapan, the current principal of Lyceum Obalaba. So, ask a few people around you what it's like to work with Google. You will probably hear the words innovative, collaborative, techy, cool, open. The crazy part is that the people you have asked probably never work at Google. Everyone knows what Google and their lax corporate structure, exciting projects, employee benefits, and the all-you-can-get sushi bar. Their corporate culture and extensive employee benefits are facts known to the public, so much so that people desire to work at Google because it's cool to work there. The same test usually works remarkably well for big brands like Amazon, Southwest Airlines, and Red Bull. This is the product of successful employment branding, where a company's reputation precedes the experience of working there. We do not need to work for a company to have an understanding of their employment brand. Somehow, we just know. An employment brand is the market perception of what it's like to work for an organization. In other words, it is the image that your prospective, current, and past employees have in their minds about their employment experience at your company. Simply put, it is the reputation of the company that shapes the impression of the industry, job seekers, employees, and other stakeholders. This includes characteristics like the company's organization. I mean, the organizational company's culture, work environment, employees' benefit, and employees' value proposition. According to LinkedIn's in 2021's employer brand statistics, 72% of recruiting leaders worldwide agree that employer's brand significantly impacts hiring. Not only does the employment brand illustrate how it is like to work for your employees, but it is also tracks talent, the right talent who share the same values and goals of your organization. Your employer brand strategy will market your company to job seekers and talent in your industry. Research from the Department of Labor and Employment shows that the more jobs are becoming available at the same time, that fewer candidates are entering the job market. And as a result, the war of talent is intensifying. So if your company wants to keep its position filled, you need to have a strategic advantage. Otherwise, what is stopping your prospective and current employees from working for your competitors instead? By developing and marketing your employment brand, you can ensure that job seekers know why they should work for you. Another reason is reputation. Reputation is a delicate and fragile business. A simple, nasty comment could topple down could topple years' work of hard work. Employment branding is a crucial part of your reputation management, because nobody wants to do business with a company known not to treat its employees well. Companies with positive brands, with positive employer brands, can get up to twice as many applications as companies with negative brands. In a competitive job market, the best talent is looking for the best place to work at. Benefits, salaries, culture, and mutual talent will attract the best talent to apply to work at your company. Most likely, HR managers often struggle to hire the talent they need due to skill gaps and other factors. And a good reputation can cause a huge difference in how efficient a hiring manager can be. After all, talent will always flock to best-known organizations that will value their skills and abilities. Large corporations or even big universities can provide attractive salary packages, but younger or smaller companies or schools can increase their desirability by offering other incentives like additional honorarium, free pangkabuhayan package for perfect attendance, and no lates, etc. Expected salaries and compensation packages are also more expensive. This is according to Harvard Business Review. They found that a company with a poor reputation will cost the company at least 10% more per hire. On the other hand, 40% of passive candidates would accept a new position without an increase in pay if the company had a good employer brand. See? So, branding the experience of working at your company solidifies the identity of your company in general. After all, employees define the company culture. Having clear employer branding helps employees form a tighter bond to the company and will positively influence their work satisfaction. After all, happy employees will always equate to performance and retention. Your employees are also your biggest ambassadors and examples. In many companies, employee referrals are one of the most common ways a company finds new talent. So, what does your organization stands for? What can it offer to the society? All these are questions that shape the company's core values. As people grow more aware of the ethics and practices of their company, people are attracted to companies that align with their values and beliefs. Having a strong emphasis on company values will also attract like-minded talent to work at your company, building a team with compatible and dynamic personalities. The last and most important reason to have a strong employer branding is simply the cost of not having one. The positive effects of successful employer branding are long-term and may not be apparently immediate. As such, many executives make the mistakes of neglecting their employer branding strategy. So what are the costs of not investing in employer branding. Poor talent attraction is possibly the most costly. A recruitment specialist once said that generally they experience more difficulty introducing a less known company with top talent and spend more time persuading them to join the company. A poll from CR Magazine and Shelo Talent showed that almost 50% of the workers said they would not work for a company with a bad reputation, even with a big increase in compensation. In addition to a much smaller talent pool, companies with lesser recognition often have to compensate with higher wages as compared to other companies in the market. According to LinkedIn's employer branding statistics, company with successful employer branding experience a 50% reduction in wages in cost per hire, 1 to 2 times faster recruitments, and 50% more qualified candidates. The company becomes a talent magnet, and the new hire will be proud of to be part of the company. Employer branding can also greatly cut costs in relation to the ability to retain their staff. Companies that are successful in their employees' branding efforts experience a 28% reduction in the organization's turnover annually. Moreover, your happy employees can lead to employee referrals, which statistically lead to faster hires, lower recruitment cost, higher job satisfaction, and better performance. It's a win-win situation. Happy employees are your best assets and your biggest leverage. While any company can create an effective brand, building one that is truly effective is more challenging. It requires researching your target candidates, reviewing your competitors, employment brands, and successfully executing the positioning, the brand. However, the extra effort is unquestionably worth it. When you have a strong and strategic employment brand, it encompasses the following. 1. Creates a sense of urgency and excitement about working for your company. Engage in mind, heart, and dreams of candidate. Complements your company's products and services. Provides a clear, compelling reason to work at your organization, and aligns with what your current employees believe it's like to work for you. So what are the benefits of a strong employment brand? Employers often talk about wanting to hire the best talent or the best person for the job. But the reality is that your candidates also need to be the right fit for your organization. For example, let's say we interview a software developer who seems to be perfect job fit based on their knowledge and proficiency in programming languages. However, the candidate prefers to work remotely and independently, and your company has a very collaborative culture. This interviewee may not be the right person for the job after all. By clearly stating who you are as an organization and what you offer, You will help job seekers understand what it is like to work for your organization. Through this communication, you will further engage the right talent and inadvertently help unfit candidates select out. The stronger the employment brand, the more successful you will be at attracting the right people. Second, compete on the dimension other than solely compensation. The famous author and researcher Michael Porter stated two general strategies to achieve competitive advantage in a broad market for customers, differentiation, or cost leadership. To attract customers, you can either compete on price or be different with a unique competency valued by your audience. The same logic is largely true in recruitment. You can offer something unique to your target candidates, or you can pay them the most. And for the average company, paying the most is not a long-term viable recruitment. It is not a long-term viable recruitment strategy. Plus, studies show that most job seekers would accept a lower salary if it meant working for an organization with a strong employment brand. In other words, building a strong employment brand can be the most cost-effective way to successfully compete. So whatever it is that your organization has to offer, make sure that it resonates with the people you are trying to attract to your organization. It could be the diversity that your company culture offers, flexible hours, or innovative technology. Next is setting expectations and improving retention. By communicating upfront and clearly what it's like to work for your organization, you set expectation about what it seems to be a successful employee at your company. You can showcase the skills and traits that are highly valued in your organization so that new hires know how to behave upon starting. This communication resonates with the job seekers who are able and willing to meet these expectations. As a result, the ones who apply and get hired are less likely to leave your organization. In fact, HRO today states that employment branding can reduce employee turnover by nearly 2/3. So, how do you know if you have a strong and clear employment brand? Try to complete this employment brand assessment. No? Give yourself the employment brand 4-step assessment. First, you have to do a self-assessment and answer the questions. Why did you join the organization? What do you enjoy most about working at your company? Are these selling points being shared with your candidates? Second is the logo test. Go to your company's career website and put your hand in top left-hand corner so you are covering the company logo. Look at the images on the pages and read through the text. Could this be any number of companies in the local area or in your industry? Or is this clearly a unique company with a strong culture and a clear message? Third that you have to do is to check your employee. Do you get employee referrals? What do your employees tell their friends and prospective candidates about working for your company? And the fourth one is the candidate survey. During your interviews with candidates, be sure to ask them why they applied to your position. Do they mention anything that relates to your employment brand, such as your company's culture or your work environment? If so, why these characteristics resonate with them? So after the assessment, if you have discovered that there are opportunities to strengthen your organization's employment brand, pursue them as soon as possible. By taking initiatives to improve your organization's image as an employer, you can transform your talent pipeline for the better. As a result, you will be able to fill positions faster and more effectively, which will empower your business and team to excel. So when it comes to best practices, is the word, a buzzword nowadays in the corporate circle. It basically refers to the leading industry thought of a particular topic. Recruitment industry is all about matching the need with the best candidate. It might appear that we are doing the same job again and again and are perfect at it. But it is good once in a while to review our approach in a strive to grow. Keeping up with the best practices is good in all spheres and in a fast-changing industry such as recruitment. And this becomes all the more important. It is an evolving industry and needs the recruiters to be on edge always. Here are few best practices in recruitment and selection process. First, decide beforehand what you are searching for. Recruiter should be clear about the qualifications of the desired candidate. Being sure of at the onset saves time and energy and pays off in the long term. The job requirement, once succinct and suitable to all, ensure that the needs of all are met by the desired person. Second, be cautious while drafting selection criteria. Selection criteria are the base of recruitment process. Selection criteria are the essential skills, knowledge, experience, and qualification you must demonstrate to be eligible for a job. HR departments use them to evaluate candidates' competency, and they are necessary for most government jobs. And for now, new rules at most large organizations. The job specifically, or I mean, the job specification should be updated and consistent with the selection criteria. The desirable and essential criteria should be clearly defined so that applicants can easily distinguish and gauge their eligibility for the vacancy. It should be specific and at the same time precise. The third one is advertising. Selection criteria should be advertised in all sources for maximum reach. If recruitment consultants are being hired, they should be fully aware of the requirements and have a deep knowledge of the company's profile. Strategies should be determined for covering all markets and sources to ensure wider pool of application from the best of candidates. Number 4 is to use software. Businesses have used softwares to keep track of their billings, sales, payrolls, and complex things like customer relationships or for tracking employee performance. However, nowadays, software can also be used to keep a database for potential employees and suitable candidates so that they can be called for in the case of need. It saves cost, and once the desired criteria matches with the available list, the possible candidates are easily identified. It reduces a lot of troubles for recruiters, especially in high employee turnover industries. Wider pool of applications from the best of candidates. Number 5 is to search web. Web is used for a whole bunch of things like managing networks. However, they're also being used for managing candidates. Yes, it may sound a new concept, but it has been in place since long. The range of cutting-edge tools can be used to search for employees and identify new talent pools. By using dynamic tools, web can be personalized experience for the recruiter as well as the candidate. Number 6 is to use marketing strategies. There are a few common aspects of sales and the recruitment process. In sales, we market the products, but also in recruitment, we need to market the candidate as well as the clients. Clients and candidate should be treated as a brand and promoted in that sense. Each candidate has unique set of skills and are a brand in their own way and for their client. We need to promote their employment brand. A bit of research in marketing strategy and resources is a good idea. The recruitment marketing strategy can be divided into 4 phases. Attract, convince, win over, and hire. Attract, this phase is all about a good first impression. You are turning unknown people into visitors of your career site through sharing target group related content. And this can be done through a variety of methods, including keyword research, SEO, social media, job affairs, and campus recruiting. Next is convince. Once you have gotten the visitors in your career page, it's time to turn them into a potential candidate. This can be done through employer branding content in your career page targeted towards your ideal candidate. More specifically, you could use specific landing. Okay? So specific landing pages for different groups, students, department, specific pages, etc. Or we could create a form for them to sign up to your talent pool to receive updated information on the jobs that you have available. Next is win over. This is the real crucial part of the strategy. Turning candidates into applicants, you should be strategically nurturing these leads through emails or events, creating touch points that will lead them to the application process. Next is hire. The final step of the process in selecting a new employee from your pool of applicants. This part is usually done via workflows between you and your colleagues to help you to find the best candidate, to find the best possible candidate for the position, for the open position. And don't forget to leave a good impression on those who are not selected as well. Number 7, choose suitable assessment method. The main assessment methods usually followed a review of information in the application form, interview and practical written test. Curriculum vitae provides information about the candidate's qualification and experience. It helps to measure prospective important skills like supervisory skills. However, the best method for assessing those skills is to have a verbal test to assess the exact situation. Next is interview. Interview is the time when candidates are given a chance to showcase what they have for the organization and how well they can perform under pressure. Interviews need not be monotonous. Interviews need not be monotonous with the same set of questions such as why the candidate wishes to join the industry, etc., but should judge their competence. Interview should allow applicants to demonstrate their skills. It is also the time when candidate is given detailed information about the expectation of the job and how much does he fulfill those. Interviewee should be allowed to keep his point without any preconceived notion by the interviewing panel. Number 9 is senior management feedback. Interviewee should have a meeting with the senior management to understand the job environment better and whether he thinks he would like to join the job. Also, feedback from each senior about their impression of the candidate should be taken also into account. Number 10 is referee reports. Nowadays, fraud cases regarding previous job experiences, profile designation, package as well as the industry are on the rise, and for this purpose, referral and background check should be carried out thoroughly. The list of reference contacts provided by the candidate should be cross-checked and examined to ensure that there is no deceit in it. Number 11, hire known people. Companies wish to hire people who are known. Referrals, networking, and internal job postings are the top 3 methods of sourcing talent. Social networking channels such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest, WordPress, etc. increase visibility and interaction with people in the same industry and in the same field. Candidates should look at higher interaction, credential providing or credential proving, building greater rapport and trust to bag best offers. The recruiters should look for such performance to hire people who match their sensibilities. Number 12, referrals give the best results. Referral basically means an opportunity for a potential candidate to connect with the future possible employer. Through a mutual link, it might be employee, mutual friend, or associate. Referrals are treated as the most effective way of hiring with both candidates and employers. Employees are offered referral rewards for referring employees. It is a safe way to recruit and should be used to the maximum. Number 13 is searching within the existing talent pool. Companies look within their existing employee base also for the talent they need. Why doing this? They leverage proven experience, competence, and cultural fit. It is a quick cost-effective, and successful way of hiring. Matching open position with the internal staff needs a proper and innovative social communicative method. It is a big hit with the employees also, as redeploying them helps them grow and advance their careers. Number 14 is making the decision. The final decision should be based on the feedback of seniors on own judgment of the candidate, the level of matching of desired specification with those of candidates, all applicants should be ranked in an unbiased manner. Have you looked at selection process? If the suitable candidate is not found in the first attempt or found it with much difficulty, then it also hints at a possible review of the selection process. If it was due to reasons such as lack of candidates not possessing the required personality, then it's fine. But if it's for reasons other than it, then change is role specification. Is called for. Change is in role specification is called for. A less qualified candidate who can cope up with additional training and hard work or offering salary higher than that currently being offered to lower persons with greater skills can be looked at. Number 16 is to review your approach. Make changes if required. If after following the above steps, you get lucky, it is really good. But if otherwise, it needs a review of a long approach, along with colleagues to analyze the reasons for it. It can throw a lot of reasons like personally fit, lack of required skills, different salary expectations, etc. Analyzing and solving it will be of great help in finding the right person. Number 17, look forward. Responding to the job market is not a sufficient thing in the present scenario. Recruitment as a whole involves gauging the needs of the clients not for the current period but for the next few years as well. Recruiters can use systematic tools like metrics and models to predict the trend of the job market. Predicting tools can be the most powerful tool which can allow the users to predict the next big thing in the market. Number 18 is to keep up with your clients and candidates. Recruiters should keep up with not only their own industry, but also with the trends of other industries. Conversing with the people needs in-depth knowledge of the markets. Number 19, staying in touch till joining. The recruiter or the HR department should help the candidate throughout the period of finalization of appointment till the period of joining so that the candidate feels comfortable at ease. So, it transforms in better working conditions after joining and increased productivity of the employee. So, to wrap up this, companies and recruiters have reached a wider pool of talent and detailed data. Active job seekers who are visible, known, and active both in traditional as well as the new age methods of networking, will have access to more opportunities. Using a well thought out, structured process helps save time as well as resources. The quality of the process of recruitment and the probability of producing a short list of probable candidates can be increasingly improved by following the 9-10 best practices in recruitment and selection processes. So, to conclude with this talk, effective recruitment and selection can contribute towards an organization's success. And during the recruitment process, both internal and external sources of employees should be considered. This will increase the probability of organizations attracting a wide range of candidates. In addition, a a comprehensive recruitment and selection process should be followed. So, that's all for now. And this is my references. Thank you for listening. Good day and God bless us all.